Hello again, welcome back, or hello for the first time if you're just watching. Today is going to be more of a part 2 to the part 1 from the last video. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link if you're interested. That was about the voices that I hear. Today is going to be more of the rest of the hallucinations. So I'll be covering all of the visual, the audible, and I have a little bit of like sense of touch, so tactile hallucinations too. I'll be covering those. So let's do it. Okay, so auditory, doing that one. So we've got the general noises I hear, which are essentially like bumping sounds, scratching sounds. Basically anything you wouldn't want to hear in the middle of the night where you're sleeping, that's the kind of noise I hear. So you might hear a lot of tapping sounds, banging, like someone's hitting the wall, like a sort of noise, a lot of like scratching, sort of like a, this one's a little harder, I'm trying, yeah, kind of like that. But these are all, if you watched the last video, these are all things I hear from around me in the environment. So these I have to check a lot. I do a lot of up downs of the night, make sure the door is locked, and then I just kind of hope for the best. And I've kind of just, that's my life now, and I've gotten used to it. That's it for those. Also, occasionally I'll hear things like being moved around. When I was younger, I actually kind of thought it was more like I was being haunted, but now I just know it's hallucinations. It's just part of the job. So that's it for those. Alright, visual. These are probably the ones people will find cool because the other ones are pretty boring. The main things I see are like dark, shadowy sort of, I wouldn't call them people. I know, just sort of figures, and they kind of dart around. I think a lot of people kind of know what I'm talking about. If they've been sleep deprived for a while, you see a lot of things kind of darting around in the corner of your eyes. That's the kind of things I see all the time, but a little bit more pronounced, I guess, because I was a college student and I was a high school student. I know what it's like when you're super tired and you see all sorts of weird stuff. But this is a bit more pronounced. Like it's very more identifiable. That like, whoa, there it goes, that kind of thing. I also see sort of more like, I guess you could say sleep deprived is the kind of crap out of the corners of your eyes. So you're always just like, you know, what's going on. Although that could just be that I sleep like garbage now, and so I never get a good night's rest. So it could just be that. I don't really know. Another one that I get a lot when I'm pretty stressed out is that the entire world sort of has its own life. And what I mean is the floor and the walls and the ceiling and the chairs and the couch and the table and everything has its own pulse and its own breath, and I can watch everything expand and contract. And if I'm really into it, I can sort of feel it, like when the floor breathes. I feel everything, and everything around me sort of feels like it's living. Like every inanimate object has its own life and its own heart, and that is just normal to me at this point. It's more of a flag to like, hey, get out of here. And kind of calm down, because it's kind of more of an in public thing. Speaking of flags, mostly this is just the ultimate red flag that I need to go grab my meds because I forgot to take them, would be seeing my cat. We're talking about this big chunky monkey right here. And if you're confused by that, you should be. What I mean is I see my cat multiple times. I know it's a hallucination because the first time I recognized this as a hallucination was when I was holding my cat and saw my cat walk past me. So that was a pretty obvious tell that something wasn't quite right. Got up. I thought maybe my girlfriend had gotten another cat because we have way too many of them. However, it wasn't. I've had this hallucination even after moving out to a different place where it was just me for a while. I still see my cat while my cat's sleeping on the bed or whatever. And I guess I'm not really sure if it's my cat, but I do know it's a cat that looks very similar to my cat. And that's really, like I said, it's just a go grab your meds, chew them up, get it over with because you forgot to take them yesterday. The last one is more of a sense of touch, which is the general feeling of bugs crawling all over my skin. I get this when I'm sleeping, when I'm awake, pretty much any time. I end up smacking myself a lot, sort of like the, oh, there's a mosquito on you, like, oh, gotta get it, sort of thing. I'd say it's the only real annoying thing from the perspective of, imagine trying to sleep and feeling the bug crawling on you over and over. And obviously, unless you're pretty weird, it's going to wake you up. So you got to smack at it. You got to turn the light on. You got to look around, except there's nothing there. The fun part of my life is sometimes there are bugs there and I've tried to ignore them, and sometimes there aren't bugs and I'm sure that there's a bug, so I pull up all the sheets and the bedding and I look around. It doesn't matter that I'm just in my bed. I smack my arms more than I'd like to admit. I probably feel it 15 to 20 times a day, but I'm not sure if that's actually a side effect or not, because one of the meds that I tried a long time ago gave me this feeling to the extreme. So I don't know if it's left over or not. It could be, could not be, who knows. And that's pretty much it. I know this is a bit of a shorter video. It's probably not as exciting as the last one, but I figured I would be thorough, cover everything that comes with all of my hallucinations. So if you want to know anything else about my hallucinations, if you want me to cover anything more in depth, let me know in the comments. I will get to that. I'm pretty much just here for you guys, so if there is anything you want to know, let me know. I had a couple of people now ask me to do something about what's it like dating whilst schizophrenic, so I'll probably cover that in a couple of videos. And as usual, if you liked it, hey, go ahead and like it. If you want to see more videos, because I'm going to be doing them at least once a week, go ahead and subscribe. If not, that's cool too. Anyways, see you around.